2 years go by as we see the van sitting beachside and... oh no. No, movie. No, you can't.
Oh man, talk about toasted.
You fucking assholes. It was already implied at the very creation of this series that Scooby and Shaggy were potheads. He didn't need to drive the point home! Besides, it was well within reason for someone like myself to make a joke like that and keep it tasteful. When you do it, you fail. Well, these two schmucks get a knock on the door, and they get invited to some island resort. After being bribed with food yet again, we end up at an airport where we see Velma and Fred running into each other. Fred shows Velma that he's still a total self-absorbed jackhat, as Velma oversells that she's a complete know-it-all. After such time, we see Daphne at the counter of the airline. Here comes the aneurysm. And proceeds to tell the other two that she is now a black belt. The reaction to this news mirrors my own. No, you don't understand. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Shaggy shows up at the airport with... Stop! For a time!
Can't touch this. Can't touch this.
Oh, for the love of God. Fuck this, if I keep focusing on this walking nightmare of a joke, we're never gonna get anywhere. Okay, love subplot with Shaggy and Chick, shenanigans on the plane with a fucking cat and Scooby, boom, done. Moving forward! As the gang arrives, Black Adler, Mr. Bean, Johnny English, god damn it, Rowan Atkinson playing the resort owner tells them about the funky shit going on and that they need to solve the mystery. But of course, we need to add bitching to the mix. So they all piss and moan and make the declaration that they're going to solve the mystery first. Velma asks a bunch of employees questions and debunks holographic projectors because, well, fuck you. Velma, honey, you may be very attractive to me, but you standing there all smug-like is turning me off. I have to stop saying cryptic shit. Meanwhile, Scooby gets a call at the bar and gets dragged out into the forest with the prospect of getting burgers. Shaggy and Bitch Tits get all mushy and shit. Daphne goes out to some voodoo asshole shack and is warned not to go to the spooky castle, which she promptly dismisses the warning because... you know what? I'll let her say it.
I would go up to that castle where you set a trap to capture. I would go up to that castle where you set...
You'd like to think that, but you could have put the poison in your own...
alright, I got it.
You would have put exceptionally strong, so you could have put the poison in your own mortal, so you would have put the poison in your own...
If everything you say is a lie, then you are telling the truth. You cannot say everything you say is a lie, then you are telling the truth.
So after Scooby runs into a monster, he runs headlong into Shaggy, who soon after meets up with Daphne. They head up to the castle where Daphne coaxes Scooby inside with the Scooby snack, but not before this.
Ow, hey! Hong Kong Phooey, watch the Fist of Fury, would you, buddy?
We get it. It's also a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. Get fucked! Upon entering, Velma and Fred show up. Velma's reasoning makes sense. Fred is just there. In all honesty, I feel like Fred is nothing more than dead weight in this thing next to Daphne. We don't know why he's there. We don't know how he came to this conclusion to be at the castle. He's just there. Why? Because, you're a moron and we're the greatest screenwriters in the world. Where's my paycheck? Okay, so Fred followed footprints. Good job, Sherlock. So they all split up, and Velma pisses and moans about being picked last for teams. So Fred goes with Velma, where we have this moment.
Look, I'm a man of substance. Dorky chicks like you turn me on too.
Although I share that sentiment, I actually mean it! As they walk down the corridor, a set of eyes watch them. We find that there's a midget behind the wall? When did this turn into a fucking man show? So the midget... Sorry, little person, gotta keep it PC. Turns on the castle's power and everything activates, sending everyone into a death trap. That is, until Fred uses his brains. I'm sorry, stupidly crashes into the control booth, knocking everything out. After that, Velma and Fred see some kind of training facility in the control booth.
I am using the language English.
Ah yes, reminds me of AT&T training. With less stupid dialogue. Daphne, meanwhile, finds the worship area of Ra the sun god, and Scooby and Shaggy find some kind of movie set. After Daphne steals the gold trapezoid MacGuffin, Scooby and Shaggy have a... Man, first time out of the gate and I had to pick the movie that royally and literally crap dusted on its loyal fans. How the fuck does this make it into a Scooby-Doo movie? I mean, I know they eat a lot. It's assumed that at some point, these two morons would have to drop trout and pinch a loaf. But do we really need to see it in action? It's like our parents fucking. Obviously they did it. But do you really need to see them actively do it to know it happens? No, I tell you, no. This is within the same realm. Fuck you, movie. Fuck you. Oh, Jesus Christ, we have 50 minutes of this shit left. Okay, alarm sounds, gang gets out. They go back to Rowan to report what happened, and fluff happens. Now we see Velma deciphering the MacGuffin to find that... Wait. So she could translate all the bullshit on the gold thing? Who is she all of a sudden? The niece of Egon Spengler? Did you forget your PKE meter at home? For some reason, as she's translating this thing, she decides to talk to this dipshit in a Led Zeppelin shirt, what she has, and then she decides to tell him some flashback story. Wayne? Garth? Take us out, please. She goes on about how nice the old days were, except for one thing.
Scrappy-Dappy-Doo! Ghosts don't stand a chance with me! Let me at him! Rock 'em!
Then he pulls an R. Kelly and pees on Daphne. Okay, so let's take stock of the situation thus far. Implied pot usage, fart jokes, sexual innuendo, and now piss. The fact that Scrappy is even in this thing instantly makes this thing the 11th level of hell. It can only get better from here, right?
What's the idea? You can't do this to me!
Holy crap! There is a god! As quick as the joy came, it instantly comes crashing down after we see Velma and her new friend completely smashed. Ah, so we can now add intoxication to that list. Snazzy. Well, as those two are falling over each other, Scooby spots another one of those monsters in the window and starts panicking at knocking people over. Fred comes up to chew him out.
This is the most embarrassing thing you've done since you decided to clean your beans at Don Knotts' Christmas party.
Oh, great. Ball licking.
Just when I think you've said the stupidest thing ever, you keep talking.
This movie is rated PG. So Fred tries, without any real reason to do so, to calm everyone down by saying there's no ghosts. And in 3, 2, 1... So the monsters wreak havoc, breathing on people as they take Velma, Fred, and Rowan. After a stupid, cartoony escape sequence involving Scooby, Shaggy, Daphne, and the chick calls on the Coast Guard. Apparently, whatever the hell's going on, the Coast Guard is in on it, because they have an evil laugh after hanging up the phone. Citizens of the United States, your tax dollars at work! So after waking up on the beach, the four of them notice that all the damage from the night before has been repaired, as though nothing happened. After splitting up, we notice... I count the days till I see you again. You know I tried and I'm sorry. What? Sugar Ray? Dude, he was old news before this movie even came out! Were you really on that tight a budget? Well, I guess so. I mean, how else would you explain the shitty effects in this movie? You make movies like Twilight seem more technically involved, and that ain't something to say lightly. The fact that this movie sounds like every Smash Mouth clone was hired to do the soundtrack really makes me want to put this movie in a biohazard containment incinerator. Folks, we are barely past the halfway point, and I'm really starting to wonder exactly how much worse this fucking turkey can get.
Yo, the Piazza was like, what? And I was like, later on.
Excuse me. Yeah!
There. That makes it slightly less painful.